A very good day to all of you. I am Rekha Varghese, Vice Principal at the GIIS Smart Campus. Welcome you all to the IBPYP orientation session. GIIS Smart Campus is a new age institution that is not just a place to get education, but to be in sync with times to make our students ready to take on the challenges of the future. This is an institution where administrators and instructors work together as a team to create a holistic environment for the students so that they can become lifelong learners. The facilities in this campus are state of the art, and this is reflected in the classrooms, in the corridors, in the playgrounds, and also in the auditoriums. And we have designed the best learning experiences in our school. We have the 9 Gems award winning model, and this takes the learning beyond academics with equal focus on sports, skills, and values. Some examples of the 9 Gems are academic excellence, sports excellence, visual and performing arts, innovation and creativity, and so on. Our faculty members are experienced and dedicated individuals who believe in the mission of GIS and who are passionate about educating students in a challenging environment. Global Indian International School is a candidate school for PYP. This school is pursuing authorization as an IB World School. I am pleased to introduce you to our panelist for today, Ms. Priya Kapoor, coordinator for the PYP session.
As many of you would be aware that GIS is a school that offers multiple curricula, and so we have the GMP program for our kindergartners. For grade 1 to 5, we offer the IBPYP program. From grades 6, 7, 8, the students have the option of doing the Cambridge Lower Secondary program and then moving on to the Cambridge IGCSE in grades 9 and 10. Finally, moving on to the IB Diploma program in grades 11 and 12. At the same time, we have another parallel, which is the CBSE program that is offered all the way from grade 1 to grade 12. So what is the PYP program? On your screens, you can see some key attributes of the PYP program, and these include the child-centered approach. When we say PYP is a child-centered approach, we mean to say that it's not a prescribed curriculum that is given by a board or that is given by a teacher. It is something which is dynamic, ever-evolving, based on the interest and choices of our students. A collaborative learning model is followed in PYP, which includes tasks, projects, assignments that encourage students to learn and work in groups. A transdisciplinary approach is followed in the PYP, which encourages students to discover answers to the key questions by a method of moving from subject to subject. So the students are not learning in silos and the learning is not compartmentalized. 21st century skills, this is something that's really fostered very well in the PYP program. It's not just the 4 C's of 21st century learning that are built into the curriculum, it's also the IBPYP transdisciplinary skills that are built into the learning, and hence giving our learners a holistic learning experience at the Smart Campus. So, in a nutshell, the differences between the PYP and other curricula would be a traditional classroom, you would have a teacher-centered, teacher-directed approach, whereas, like I just mentioned, PYP classroom, you'll have student-centered and self-directed learning. Again, the mode of learning in a traditional classroom will more generally be listening, memorizing, rote learning, whereas in PYP, the skills such as discovering, applying, presenting, collaborating will be fostered upon. There is direct instruction in a traditional classroom, whereas here we follow multiple and varied learning instructions, be it the visual thinking routines, the design thinking, and a host of other strategies in which the teachers are trained. Again, in a traditional classroom, you will have assessment tests where grades are awarded, whereas in a PYP classroom, there is an ongoing cycle of assessments as well as students have opportunities to make real-world connections and reflecting on all the learning that happens from day one itself. So what are the subjects that we offer in the PYP? Much like any curriculum, we will have a mix of scholastic and co-scholastic subjects. The scholastic subjects would include language of instruction, which is English, language 2, and the students have a choice to pick up a language, either Hindi, French, or Mandarin. We have something called units of inquiry, where the students learn more about social studies and sciences and mathematics as the core content areas. Apart from that, the choice of co-scholastic subjects that we offer are visual arts, performing arts, which include music and dance for our students, physical education, a host of CC and ECA options, along with robotics to make sure they're ready for a bright future. Since our model of teaching is so unique, it is only imperative that we follow a similar model for our assessments. In PYP, we have two kinds of assessment. One is more ongoing assessment, which we also call as the formative assessment, which are done from time to time. You can imagine that these are low stake assessments because no grades are awarded for this. These are done to inform the learning teaching process to ensure that kids are keeping pace with the classroom learning. Whereas we have the summative assessments for which the students are awarded grades, and these are more like the end of unit assessments where the students may again have choice to work in group or sometimes be assessed individually. Again, it could be a project or investigation, a presentation, and a host of other options that are available to the students, making the program more dynamic and interesting for our 21st century learners. So how would one track the progress of their child once they're enrolled in the PYP? So we have a number of checkpoints through which the parents can track the progress of the child. These include, like any other curriculum, the term reports, which is done twice in a year, the term 1 report card and the term 2 report card. Apart from that, we also have something called student-led conferences where the students take the parents through their year-long portfolios where they talk about their strength areas and areas of improvement, their reflections on the year that has gone by. We also host celebration of learning at the end of some of the units of inquiry for parents to partake in the learning process and see how the learning unfolded for a particular unit of inquiry. A little bit of school related information for our parents. The school timings, we start at 9 a.m. in the morning. The first period is typically a tutor period from 9 a.m. to 9:25 a.m. So the homeroom teachers can sync up with the students and see if there are any notes from the parents. And usually this is also utilized for our daily reading time. There is a first recess or snack break at 10 a.m. to 10:15 a.m. and we encourage the parents to send in healthy snacks for the students, followed by a lunch break at 12:10 that lasts for till 12:40. Finally, the dispersal at 3:35 p.m. Again, the parents have the option to either avail the school transport or the students can be picked up by the parents. School's attendance policy, 85% attendance is imperative for the students and they must be present on all working days. Students on a student pass are required to maintain a minimum of 90% attendance. And of course, in case the students are sick, then a medical certificate needs to be produced with an email to the teacher informing about the leave. Uniform, the blue uniform is our regular uniform which has to be worn on all days except for the days when the students have ECA or the house activity, which will be the Wednesdays and Mondays. We normally do not encourage students to wear a lot of jewelry or cosmetics. Students need to wear their white shoes and socks, and again the girls can tie their long hair in a ponytail or a braid. Black hairband is usually preferred for girls. So the houses for the house t-shirts, the students are divided into 4 houses. We have chrysanthemum with purple t-shirt, hibiscus, red t-shirt, orchid, blue t-shirt, and for the sunflower house, students need to purchase the yellow t-shirt. The house information will be shared by the classroom teachers through a welcome email so that the students can be ready in time with their uniforms. So the communication with the parents and the school largely happens through the My GIS portal where the parents will have access to email the teachers about any concerns that they may have. There is something called student diary. So again, if parents wish, they can write notes for the teachers in the diary, and the teachers do check this every morning during the tutor period. There are circulars that are shared with the parents again through the MyGIS portal, and regular PTMs are held through the year to keep the parents apprised about the student progress. In case the parents wish to meet before or after a usual PTM day, then they have the opportunity to book an appointment with the teacher on any of the Wednesdays between 3:40 to 4:10 p.m. Some of the other important points to keep in mind: the homework. Like any other curriculum, the student skills are reinforced through the homework. So there is regular homework that is shared with the students throughout the week. In view of the COVID-19, currently we are not taking the students out on any field trips, but just so you know, for every unit of inquiry, we encourage the teachers and students to organize field trips to see if we can further their classroom learning with outdoor real life experiences. We are also putting in place some remote learning plans in case the students are not able to attend the school physically. And of course, GIS is taking all possible measures to control the outbreak of COVID-19. Please keep track of your emails to get frequent updates about the steps that we are taking for this outbreak. Here's a little video that gives you an insight into what a PYP classroom looks like. And with this, we've come to the end of the PYP presentation. Over to you, Ms. Rekha.
Thank you, Priya. That was a lot of information and very good information for you, all the parents who are watching. I'm sure you would be having a lot more questions. Please keep the questions coming. Use the question and answer tab to send in your questions, and we will make sure that we answer all your questions.